Hello and welcome to Man Cave Media. On this channel I talk about beer, sneakers, tech, and toys. If you're new here, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. Also, please connect with me on social media. I'm on Instagram at media.mancave and on Facebook and Twitter at mancavemedia.org. And finally, if you enjoy listening to podcasts, please check out the League of Sedentary Gentlemen. We're available wherever you get your podcasts or direct from our website at man-cave-media.org. All right, feels like it took forever, but the other model of the Eufy security cameras finally released, and here they are. Let's check them out. All right, so about a month ago now, maybe even a little bit longer than that, I did a review on the Eufy, however you pronounce it. I think it's Eufy Solocam E20. And if you don't remember that video, you can go back and watch that one first before this one. But I mentioned in that video that I was also interested in this model, which is the Solocam L20. And what's different about this one from the previous model that I did a review on is this one has a built-in floodlight, which is crucial for my setup because I do have the Arlo floodlights that work in tandem with my cameras. And so since I'm replacing all the Arlos, I'm also going to need to replace my floodlights. Well, this is an excellent replacement as it has a built-in floodlight with the camera. So I was really anticipating this. They initially said that the release for this was going to be late July, early August. Here we are, almost September, and they finally released, and I finally have them. So let's go ahead and get them out of the box and check them out. So while I'm unboxing these, just a quick follow-up. The other cameras so far are performing very well. I have had to charge them both already, so to make it fair, like an even playing field, as far as like comparing them to the Arlo cameras, I went ahead and set it to record on all motion and turned off the human detection, just to make it a little more fair. To compare them to the Arlos, and yeah, they went about, well, go back to when that video was made, and I charged them up last week. So, I mean, not too bad, but not that much better than the Arlos, actually. So anyhow, after charging them up, I went ahead and set them back to human detection so that, you know, they wouldn't go off for just any little thing. So, whoa, that was almost bad. Hey, get back in focus. All right. So here's the camera itself. It's pretty substantial. it's very heavy. Let's see, in the box, they give you more mounting hardware, more mounts. These mounts are a little bit different than the mounts for the other model. That's interesting. And the cable for this guy is USB-C. All right. The other cameras, oh, more hardware. That's cool. So two separate lengths for hardware, as well as some drywall anchors. But the other cameras were USB micro, so that's an improvement. It's just some paperwork. Let's release this area. Get the other one out of the box. Almost made the same mistake twice. It's the other camera. Yeah, I'm surprised by how heavy this thing is, man. It's really heavy. Hardware cable mount. And paperwork. And that'll do it. Let's get all this stuff squared away here. All right, so Got everything out of the box. So the camera itself, significantly wider. Let's see if I can get my camera to focus in on that. Significantly wider than the other ones, and a lot heavier than the other ones. So I wonder if it's just because of the floodlight. It must have a bigger battery in it. I'll have to read the specs. Oh, that was very unsatisfying. I'll have to read the specs on this guy, but that's also probably why the mount is also significantly larger than the other one. And it's probably to deal with the weight of this thing. 'Cause yeah, man, that's heavy. On the back, you have the screw hole for the mounts. On the bottom, it looks like, is that the bottom or the top? Yeah, that's the bottom. You have the, oh wow, that's not easy to open. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is, man, that's not easy to open. I'm gonna go ahead and assume this is for the charge port. Oh my goodness. Let's try the other one. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this is for the charge port. Man, these things do not want to open. Hope I don't have to charge this thing anytime soon. Very unsatisfying pull on that cover. Not really a big deal. I'm annoyed now that I can't get this thing open. Why'd they make it so hard? I understand that it's got to be weatherproof, but there's ways to do that. This thing is way too hard. Like, way too hard. I don't understand why. Very strange. So in the paperwork, let's see here. So they give you more of those monitoring stickers. Those are always cool to have. Camera mounting screw positioning guide. That's also something that was included in the other box. I'm sorry, something that was included in the box with the other model. And quick start guide. Really quick, I'm gonna see. No, it just shows that thing just swinging right open. There's no reason whatsoever for that to be so difficult. I'm like seriously concerned I'm gonna break the thing trying to open it. I don't have any. What was that? Not sure what that was. Yeah, I'm very like, golly. That was way too hard to open than it needs to be. It's got a nice big thick piece of rubber to help with the you know, the weatherproofing. It's just the USB-C ports. Again, I mean, I'm not looking forward to having to charge this thing. That is way too hard to open. I suggest save your nails and get a nice flathead screwdriver in there to open that guy up, because I mean, I was seriously concerned I was going to break the thing. Yeah, so that's it. Standard USB-C cable, pretty nice quality. Lots of mounting hardware. They give you long and shorts, and drywall anchors with both. And the mounts. The mounts themselves are more like the Arlo, mounts, a bit more heavy duty. With the 360 degrees of aiming, or adjustment rather, aiming, 360 degrees of adjustment, so that's cool. They're pretty light, but they are definitely more heavy duty than the other ones, so. All right, let's go ahead and get them mounted, and I'll do a quick test of the floodlights, and we'll do a video image quality check. Alright, so here you see I have the one installed in the front yard, and here's one that I have installed in the backyard. I actually added a third camera in the backyard. I didn't get any recordings of me installing that one. And then here's a test of the floodlight. And I'll back up a little bit here so you can compare it. You can see I have a solar powered LED floodlight over my garage. So there's a little comparison for you. And then here's a video quality comparison. This is the old Arlo. And you can see like the sun is kind of washing it out. And that was typical for these cameras. And this was an Arlo Pro, by the way. First gen Arlo Pro. And here is the new Eufy camera. Again, much wider angle. I moved it a little bit to take advantage of that, but still pretty much in the same spot. All right, an unacceptable amount of time has passed since I did the first part of this video. I apologize. There's been a lot going on around my house, and I actually contemplated for a moment whether or not I was even going to post this because so much time has passed. The first part of this video I actually recorded the last weekend of August, and here we are now, the first weekend of October, and man, it's just been busy around here. Some of you may have noticed the air conditioner that's usually behind me is now gone. That's part of the reason why it took so long to get this video out. We also had other work done around our house, and it just took me forever to get these installed and edit this video and get everything ready and post it. So for that I apologize, but anyways, let's go ahead and finish this up. My final thoughts on these cameras, let me start with the bad because there's really only one thing that I don't like about them. The ambient light sensor, I feel like it's too sensitive. So the camera that I put in my front yard, it picks up the patio light, the porch light, and I have a post, like a yard post light out in my front yard in my grass. It picks that up enough so that when somebody walks by, even if it's dark outside, the spotlight doesn't come on. It has to be like complete darkness for the spotlight to come on. And I wish there was a way to change that. There might be a way to change it, and I just haven't found it, or I need to read the instructions better. Maybe it's a setting I need to enable. Or hopefully, if not, they release an update, a firmware update in the future that will allow you to just have it turn on with motion. Because that to me is a little bit annoying. Because the floodlight, like, I understand its primary purpose is to make it easier for the camera to focus in on something, but I like to have it for added security. So if somebody walks by, boom, that light goes on. Usually if somebody's trying to not be seen and a floodlight will come on, they'll usually just leave. So yeah, I hope they do something about that in the future. So that's the only bad. The good, just like the E20s that I reviewed back in July, the video quality is so much better than the Arlos. Again, to be fair, my Arlo cameras were first and second gen. I had a couple of newer Arlo Pros, but even still with those, like, there's so much more coverage. Like the viewing angles, how can I put this? The image is much wider. It covers a much wider area with the newer cameras, and the image is just sharper. And so, that being said, I like them a lot more, obviously. You saw the comparisons. I even moved the new camera to a slightly different location to take advantage of that wider coverage area. And yeah, I'm very happy with them. As far as battery life goes, I mentioned in the first half of the video, they went about a month. And that was with human detection and everything turned off, max recording times. I was trying to make it fair for the Arlos, because there's a lot of features on these cameras that the Arlos didn't have, at least the Arlos that I have, or had rather. So I was trying to make it fair. I turned all that stuff off. They went about a month. Not too great, not terrible. Well, when I turn all that stuff back on, the human detection and everything like that, and I put it for optimal recording, so still not like the best like battery saving mode that they have available. It's like middle ground. They've gone well over a month now since I've done that, and I still haven't had to recharge one. So I think I'll leave it on that setting. It can record for up to 30 seconds, I believe, on the current setting that I have, and I have the human detection turned on so it doesn't detect my neighbors coming and going in their car. which that was a big problem with the Arlo and a big problem with the Eufys when I turned off human detection. I'm sorry. I said there was only one bad thing. There's two bad things. For whatever reason, the cameras that I have set up in my backyard, they pick up my dog as human. And I thought that was kind of strange. So it freaked me out the first time it happened. I got a motion alert and it said human detected backyard. I'm like, what the hell? So I opened my app and it was just my dog. And so that kind of annoyed me a little bit. So it does pick up the dog as a human. So FYI, if you have pets that roam your backyard during the day when you're gone, that's a thing that's going to happen. So other than that, I'm still happy with my decision to switch over. Video quality is much better. I like that they're standalone. There's no base station. I haven't had any connectivity issues with any of the cameras since purchased. They connect, they work, it's fine. The onboard video, I had a couple people ask me, like, aren't you afraid 8 gigabytes isn't going to be enough? It's plenty. I've yet to have one run over and start recording over previously recorded footage. So 8 gigabytes is plenty for the small clips that they record. I don't know what kind of compression they use, but yeah, I mean, the 8 gigabytes of onboard is more than enough. So I'm happy with that. The one downside is if you want to view recorded content in the web browser, you have to pay for another service. So that's not that big of a deal. I think I mentioned this in the other review of the E20s. It's not that big of a deal. I don't have a problem using my iPad or my phone to view recorded videos. And I can still use the browser to see live what's going on in front of my house and in my backyard. So that's not really a huge issue for me. But if you like viewing your videos on a browser, on a PC or on your Mac, just keep in mind there's an extra service you have to sign up for to get that ability. So overall, very happy with my purchase. Again, I apologize for how long it took for this video to come out. If you had any questions about the cameras that I didn't cover, because I was a little bit in a rush, please leave a comment down below. I'll be happy to answer any of your questions, or connect with me on social media, and I'll answer any questions if I've come across them or if I know the answer. All right, that's all I have for this one. Thank you again for stopping by. Please smash that like button if you enjoyed this video. I hope you have a great afternoon, and like always, thank you for watching.